All right, hello everyone, and happy Monday. Happy first Monday in October. I still can't believe that it's actually October. I feel like the last few months have I don't know, come and went. So, anyways, happy October, new month, new goals. Hopefully, you've set some new goals for yourself and not just your business, but your personal life. I just got back from California, like just a couple hours ago. So I took Energize because I'm like, there is no way I'm going to make this. So sorry if this is a little cray, but hopefully you guys like it all. So if you don't know me, I'm Jaime Innis. I'm the CEO and founder of Team Fight to Finish. So you guys are all a part of Team Fight to Finish. So I might be your grandma, I might be your great grandma, but whatever you want to call me, I am always here for you no matter what. Whether this is your first time learning from me or maybe you've known me for a really long time. So anyways, I got a really exciting phone call that I missed, of course, because my phone was still in the car, but Jeff Hill, the president of Beachbody, freaking called me and left me a voicemail that I think I'm gonna listen to like every single day, and pretty much just wanted to set up a call because a lot of upcoming rock stars are coming from my downline, and he just wants to ask me some questions. So cheers to you guys. That's all you guys. It's freaking amazing. And Jeff Hill is probably one of my favorite people in Beachbody. He's just such a family guy, dad of 5 kids, freaking incredible. And so I was like on Energize and yeah, just freaking out. So anyways, really excited about that, but wanted to share with you guys that our team is freaking going places and you guys are all a part of that. So it's so freaking cool just to have that recognition and just to feel awesome about that. And I know you guys are amazing, but it's really cool that corporate is starting to recognize everybody. So today I wanted to talk about how to onboard coaches. So we're going to have a new structure moving forward with our team calls. So you guys have heard a lot from lots of different rock stars on our team. It's always usually the diamond coaches and above leading. And Steve and I kind of had a conversation with my sister when she was home that we need to get our faces on these calls monthly. Like it should be, we're your utmost upline. We should be there showing you guys, going through the trainings. We see what's working. We see, where's the slump in the team. We can see everything. So the first Monday of every single month, you'll be hearing from me or Steve or both of us. And then we're going to have some other leaders in between. And then the last Monday of every single month will still be the Shred Nation Surge. So Shred Nation is my coach's team, Chelsea, and a lot of times she will ask you guys to be guest speakers, and their call is through YouTube. So we always post a reminder every single Monday in Team Fight to Finish, or maybe you're part of your coach's team page where they're always going to post a reminder as well. But just look forward to lots more trainings, lots more things that are specific that you guys can utilize. If there's ever anything that you feel like you're really struggling with or your coach is struggling with, talk to your coach because they're going to bring that to our diamond page and kind of let me know what we're looking for and what we're needing. So I feel like to jumpstart all this, how to onboard new coaches and to be successful with it. So this is something that I've been a coach now for over 4 years. I've done a lot of different things, a lot of things that have worked and a lot of things that have not worked. So here I am to share with you guys what is working for me most recently and what exactly I do. So I have my coaches sign up within the same week. So for me, I like to hit Success Club by the 5th of the month, Success Club 10, and that's just what I like to do. So I try to get my coaches as close as possible, but signed up that first week of the month so that they're all signing up at the same time. They're all getting their challenge packs at the same time. They get their shake at the same time. They're diving into their workouts first thing, that first beginning of the month. Also, because the second Monday of every single month is my challenge group, my virtual accountability group. So they are put in my new coach mentorship, which is a 30-day mentorship with those coaches that I run through Voxer and Facebook message. But they also get put into my challenge group as a challenger. So this is something I've kind of tweaked over the last few months, but our mentorship is 50-50. It is 50% us working on ourselves and being a challenger and like Voxer each other like, all right, guys, I'm freaking shaking, just took my Energize, gonna freaking crush it, or holy crap, I don't feel motivated. I still have to do 45 minutes of speed and I'm not looking forward to it. Like we're just talking to each other. We're just getting to know each other and pumping each other up. And the other half is obviously business. But to have both of those really works because some people not every coach on this team wants to be a business builder, and that's okay. I feel like that's where everyone kind of struggles, is they feel like, oh, this person's not being successful, this person's not doing that, they're not being a business builder. Some people don't want to be a business builder, and that's okay. You still need to onboard them. You still need to do something with them. You can't just sign them up, put them in your team page, and be like, all right, you're part of the team, because they still need some kind of direction. And that's why 50% of my new coach mentorship is getting them in challenge groups, getting them results, and having them be a challenger. I want them to be a challenger first, especially because I do sign up most of my people straight up as a coach, because a lot of people just want the community, they want the support. And so I want them to get results, especially because some of them have never done a Beachbody program. And we all know you can't be successful if you're not doing Beachbody programs, if you're not doing one start to finish. That's not to say that you're going to be absolutely perfect, 100%. I'm not saying that. Obviously, we know that this is a lifestyle, and, we're working on promoting just overall better health and wellness. But I want them to dive into my 21-day challenge and go all in and do one program. Not do a different program every single day, because that's not what we're here to show you guys. We're here to show you guys that go all in one program, follow it to a T, look at the meals, look at the recipes, and basically I'm teaching them all that stuff, but like more one-on-one. Teach them in this mentorship everything you wish you would have known when you first signed up. So people have asked me from other teams, I've done calls on this, what's your script for your mentorship? I don't have a script, because every single coach that I onboard is completely different from another one. Sometimes the group of, 3 to 5 coaches has 3 people that are ready to freaking crush it. Sometimes there's people that don't say anything and they just go quiet, or maybe it's one person that wants to talk more. And so, usually by the second week, I can kind of differentiate, how my group is going to go. Is it going to be super chatty group? Is it going to be mostly, focused on our personal journeys? Or is it going to be people that are ready to do that plus the business? You can kind of guess and check, but that's why I don't have a script, because for one, I'm not really a big script person, but also, my coaches are so individual and unique that not everything is going to work for every single person. Another part of this is, I remind them weekly of the National Wake Up Call every Monday at 11 Eastern, also their playback. So I always say, National Wake Up Call was this week. What are your biggest takeaways? I remind them team call. Hey guys, team call tonight. So excited to teach you guys everything I know. Who's hopping on with me? Just another reminder. So these are things that I just want to instill in them, of things that I do every single day. So just because I'm whatever rank that I am, it doesn't mean that I'm never learning. I'm always learning. You will never see me miss a team call. I'm always on these team calls because there's always something to learn. And I think that's part of the reason why I just love Beachbody so much, because I really love learning. No, didn't really love college as much, but learning something that I want to learn is really exciting. Same thing with other opportunities. I get them in coach prep school after my mentorship. So sometimes, depending on the person, I will put them in the mentorship with coach prep school, depending, okay? That depends on the person and how they're going. But if you guys don't know about this, your coach should tell you this, but we host as a team, us Diamond coaches, a new coach prep school, which is a 14-day training the first Monday of every single month. Your coach might do their own, but most of us are running them together. Us Diamonds have all taken turns preparing all the posts, and you guys, that's open to your entire downline. So your coach's coach, coach's coach, but you need to be in that group with them. Don't just put them in this group and be like, all right, let me know how the 14 days go. No, you need to be in there with them, checking their assignments, because we're doing all the posts, but we also have our own coaches in there. But take advantage of these things. If you guys haven't completed a coach prep school, the new one started today, so it's not too late to add. But also, a big thing of that is we'll have people doing the coach prep school, and they'll add them on day 8. Guys, that's not beneficial to just throw your coaches into a coach training on day 8, because they will not go back to the other posts. They're going to get overwhelmed, and they're not going to be happy. I would not be happy if Chelsea threw me into a group on day 8 and I'm like, whoa, this isn't cool. I would want to wait until that next official month. Typically, that's why I do my new coach mentorship that first week, so that next month is when they're in coach prep school. And a lot of times it's stuff they've already learned through me with my mentorship, but it's good practice because it's a homework assignment every single day, and it's 14 days. So I have them get a new notebook. I also have them get a new notebook for my coach mentorship, because I'm like, guys, if you, everything that I teach you is going to be something you're going to need to learn or know sometime down the road, whether it's today, a year from now, whenever. Write it down. Write it down. If someone has a question, write it down. And that's why I like using Voxer, because Voxer is a walkie-talkie app. So for me, I just, I feel like voicemails, except for when they're from Jeff Hill, are nails on a chalkboard, and I absolutely hate it. Like most of the time I don't even listen to them because I'm just like it gives me, I don't know, it stresses me out. So Voxer is great because most of my coaches that sign up already have full-time jobs. So, for them to be able to respond on their lunch if they can, or maybe on the way home. But also it's great because then they don't have to be like, oh, sorry, Jaime, I won't be able to check in until 7 tonight. They can just check in whenever they're ready. And I always say to them, make sure you guys are checking this Voxer chat every other day. Obviously they can check it every single day, but at least every other day. And that's pretty doable as a new coach. I also remind them, I'm going to be telling you guys a lot of things. This is going to be overwhelming. Know that it's okay to feel overwhelmed. We all are overwhelmed when we first start out, no matter where we are in our journeys, in our businesses, wherever it may be. But I remind them that that's okay. And I also allow my newest coaches to join my business builder page, which is typically people who have completed coach prep school at some point in their coaching career and also are hitting Success Club for the month prior. Okay, so this is where I place other trainings. Sometimes have Steve do trainings. It's where I put all my business things away from TFTF Coach Clubhouse, which is all of my personally sponsored coaches. But I have that there because I do have a lot of coaches who are coaches for mainly the discount, and I want them to see the opportunity for my next group. I want them to see the opportunity of someone having a huge weight loss story. I want that to be the community feel where the business builder page is business-esque everything. But I do allow my newest coaches to be in that business builder group their first month if they want, without doing those prerequisites, because I want them to see just what that group entails, and maybe that will encourage them to work hard in their business to hit Success Club, which is obviously changing 3 new lives a month. I've also learned that in my onboarding process, don't be afraid of telling your coaches too much. If you don't talk about Emerald, Success Starters, Success Club, in your first month with your new coaches, you are doing a huge disservice to your team. I remember I used to feel that way of, well, I don't want my coaches to feel like I'm pushy or that I want them to work the business or whatever. Guys, there's some coaches that need to hear all those things that they can aim for. It wasn't until I started really talking to my coaches about Success Starters that they're like, holy crap, free ticket to Summit, I can save $200 and some. What? Okay, I'm gonna do this, because that means a lot to them. That's what they push for. But also it's a great way for them to know exactly what to do. And same thing with Emerald Rank. So we all know that Emerald is signing up 2 coaches, one on your left, one on your right. In my new coach mentorship, I don't just tell them, okay guys, Emerald is 2 coaches, one on your left, one on your right. That might work for some people, but I also send, I write it out with a little circle, left, right, so they can see it. I send them a YouTube video from Lindsay Matway of how to hit Emerald, and I also send them the Story Fitness article on what Emerald is, so that you have all different learning styles, because some people aren't going to get it until they see it. So just know that your coaches might have a different learning style than you, and it's important to give them different avenues as to how they can understand things. Same thing with like Success Starters. You might be able to explain it really well, but other coaches might have no idea. You might have lost them. Maybe they were listening to the message on a walk, or they didn't have time to write it down. But if they have a link that they can go to and they can watch your video, or they can see a training on it, they're going to be more apt to do that. And yes, I do believe in GTS. Google that shit. It's easy to be like, all right, Emerald, go Google it. How to hit Emerald in Beachbody. That's all you have to do, and you'll see all these videos. But I do kind of baby my newest coaches, because they do need a little bit more assistance, and that's my main priority, is my newest coaches, especially that first month. But I also want to remind you guys, use what your coach gives you. Some of my coaches that are excelling in their businesses are doing what I did with Chelsea. When Chelsea had an awesome post and I loved it and I was like, oh, that's amazing, I took it, modified it to be what needs to happen for my team, and I posted it and I shared that. And my coaches are like, oh, can I use this post? Yes, use what your coach gives you. Your coach wants you to benefit. Anything, that's the best part about Beachbody, is we're not here to have like secrets where we're like, oh, this is my mentorship, I'm not going to tell anybody the secrets. No, we want everybody to flourish and grow from each other and learn from each other. That's why these calls are so great. That's why, it should be a non-negotiable to be on every single team call, because you're learning from experts in these divisions, and they're giving you all their secrets, not secrets, but all their tips. So anyways, that's that. I totally recommend, which I have fallen out of myself until now, hosting a quarterly push to Emerald and push to Diamond for your downline. I have seen so many coaches absolutely hate push groups, sometimes myself included, I get it, but there are also coaches who absolutely thrive on a consistent push group. There is a template that you can use that's a push to Emerald that's going through our team and a push to Diamond. Feel free to use that, save it in a Google Doc, and run it for your own team. But guys, if you are offering these things to your team, that's not fair to your team because they have nothing to grow for. You can't just consistently, I don't do like anything, any kind of collaboration with Chelsea, my coach. I do everything on my own because I am no longer needing her to hold my hand. I've done this all on my own. And that's honestly how I feel like it should be, especially when you have that big of a team and you have people counting on you. They're not always going to want to join my push to Emerald group if I offered it to anyone because they're going to be like, I don't even know who Jaime is. Like, she doesn't care about my post. But when you host it, when their coach that they love and that they want to spend time with is going to look at their assignments and see what they have to say, they're going to be like, yes, I want that. I want that quality time with my coach. So make sure you guys are offering that. And maybe you're a brand new coach. Maybe you don't have any coaches. That's perfectly fine too. Talk to your coach about how you can join a Push to Emerald group, or ask your coach, hey, are you going to be hosting a Push to Emerald group anytime soon, or maybe a Push to Diamond? I definitely think that doing them quarterly is a great idea. If you don't feel like doing these groups yourself, you can definitely pair off with another coach that you vibe well with, another coach on this team, success partner, whatever it may be. I always am a firm believer of running groups with other people because it takes part of the workload off and it just puts different personalities in the group, which is always great. So yeah, okay. Another thing that I do that works really great is every single new coach mentorship, I run a free group with those coaches 100% of the time. I feel like this is a huge hole in our organization, is that we sign people up and we're like, you need to run free groups, otherwise you won't grow your business. That's how you grow your cold market. And those new coaches won't ever run a free group because they don't know what to do. And it's very simple once you take an account into that. But my newest coaches, usually our third or fourth week of our mentorship, I put them in a free group with me and I delegate things. So I say, all right, guys, what do we want this group to be? Do we want it to be typically general health and fitness? And I said, what do we want the group to be called? Who wants to volunteer for that? Who wants to create the group? Who wants to create the cover photo? Who wants to create the welcome post, getting everyone involved with a picture. So these are all different ways that you can get your coaches pushed out of the nest and to do it with you. And I always say to them, guys, everybody in this group is going to invite a minimum of 10 people. And some people are like, oh shit, I don't want to invite anybody. But this is pushing me off the nest because I'm like, okay, guys, mom, sister, coworker, these all count. But we need 10 people invited to this group because that also gets them in the habit of inviting and realizing that we don't just make a post and people flock to us. That's not what happens, especially not in the beginning. So for me, I love running free groups with my coaches because then I'm also showing them what I do, and then we all take different days. So typically I have 4 or 5 coaches in a mentorship, and so I'm in charge of Monday AM and PM posts. Someone does Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then I always do the last post, gearing them up for the next group. What works best for you to continue this lifestyle? And then they, naturally in these new coach mentorships, these coaches are becoming friends because they're all starting in the same spot. They end up talking like conversations, like obsessed with each other. And it's the best feeling in the world because it just naturally happens. But seriously, you have to help your coaches run free groups because you can't just have them do it. And plus, I like running a free group by myself is really boring. I like running it with other people because then it's different mentalities. It's, okay, someone has nutrition, someone has fitness, someone has meditation, someone has personal development. Like, these are just ideas, okay? These are not things that you have to do, but it also shows your coaches that every single free group that you run is completely up to you, whatever you want to make it. It can be yoga, it can be meal prep, it can be crock pot, like it can be whatever you want it to be. And that, also now they have a 5-day free group that they can use again because they have all the posts. So it's just showing them exactly what to do. I also allow my coaches to run my virtual boot camps with me for their first 3 months of coaching after they've been a challenger for at least a month. So they have to participate as a challenger that first month. And then I ask them, hey, do you want to help me run my next group? Then they're in charge of a post, or they're in charge of tallying up the participation points or going live for prep week. And so it's just getting them out of the nest. But for me, when I first signed up, I didn't have help with the challenge group department, and my first challenge group was the Shakeology one, and I sent everyone like an email that was like this long with every ingredient. It was my mom and my cousin, and they both bought a bag of Shako, but nothing happened with the group because it was a total flop. Okay, it was horrible. But I would have loved to be an inside scoop as to what a free group is, how to run it, how easy it is, and how fun it can be, especially because that is the bread and butter of our business. That's how you grow relationships. I instill in my new coaches what I do on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. So, you know, a big part of that is being organized. I wished I would have been organized from the beginning because I know so many people slipped through the cracks because I had no system, I had no notebook. I was just rolling with it, having fun on social media, whatever. But get organized. Start tracking every single conversation that you have. Start tracking every single person that creeps you on Instagram stories. All these things, like I am just implementing in them and telling them what I do. Get results from a program. You'll hear every single coach that's a top coach on this team say get results. That is just non-negotiable. Like I said before, you don't have to have a six-pack to qualify yourself as getting results. You can be sleeping better. Your back can be ripped. You can fit into some jeans that you've never fit into in your life. It's all these things. You have to talk about these things, what it's done for you. Maybe you're happier. Maybe your cravings are reduced from Shako. I also have my coaches learn the 5 top reasons why they drink Shako. Okay? Everybody knows, they want to know why you drink Shako. They have no idea who I am if it's your prospect. So if you're like, oh, well, my coach Jaime drinks it because of this, they're going to be like, hey, I don't care. But if you tell them why your 5 reasons are, they're going to love that. And before I was smooth about it, I would always practice on Steve, and I would tell him the 5 reasons why I drink Shako, and he'd be like, okay, I get it. I already know the reasons. But it was just because I wanted to practice, because in person, your first couple conversations about coaching or Beachbody, you're like, oh, well, P90X, super awkward about it. And it's just like, you just have to talk about it. Talk like it's your friend. What has this done for you? Why are you so obsessed with this new lifestyle? Why are you so happy? I feel like that's a big thing that when people come to me, they're like, I just want to be happy like you. I just want to wake up and be happy and positive. I also teach my coaches in the new coach mentorship how to take good photos. Sometimes people have this in the bag, they get it. And other times you need to hold their hands. Please hold their hands. Speaking on behalf of everybody here. My pictures in the beginning were awful. So disgusting. 25 fonts, 25 different quotes on a photo. Angles like this. Not cute. No lighting. Just all the things, okay? We all started somewhere. I know it's easy. If you guys don't know me from the beginning, it's easy for you to see my social media now and be like, oh, Jaime went to school for Instagram. No, I went to school for kinesiology. Nothing to do with business, marketing, advertising, or social media. It's stuff that I've learned from my own trial and error, and that's what I want to share with you guys as to what not to do. So one of the assignments I typically do with my coaches, my new coaches, is I have them prep 3 to 4 posts for the next week, obviously to get them in the habit of, if you work full time and you have the excuse of I can't post while I'm at work, then you need to have stuff ready to go when you can sneak off in the bathroom and post something. So you need to have these photos already edited, you need to have captions, and so I have them send them to me so that I can critique them. And this is my new coach mentorship. I love them to death, but also, I want them to love this. I want them to feel confident in what they're doing. So I want them to feel good about it. So I tell them, angle the camera up, show them how to take a selfie, use your window that's right there instead of your basement, things like that. What apps am I using? I share my favorite photo apps of what I'm using and making sure that they're not adding on 10 filters to one photo. I did a video with Chelsea when I visited her. It's on my YouTube page, but why you should invest in a photo shoot. Because a headshot that's professional, people look at you and they're like, I think she's amazing. I want to join her team. That's a friendly photo. Compared to posting a picture with, you know, with you not looking at the camera or with someone else. They don't know if you're that person or not. If you just have a clear, crisp cover photo, or not cover photo, profile picture, people are going to see that and be like, friend, I'll accept her friend request. I will follow her. So if you want to know more about that, it's on my YouTube. But I also talk about, you know, how to post on a consistent basis and what that looks like, meaning what platforms are these people using. I get them to start two social media platforms. You just got to start them. We all start from zero. But also, you know, what that looks like as to how many times per day, how to structure that, how to make that actually happen, you know, and kind of helping them with their hesitations as to why they can't post at a certain time or why they don't have time to do that. You know, tell them what I did when I was working full-time jobs before Beachbody. Above all, you know, share your journey, share every part of that. You know, so many new coaches are like, I don't know what to post about. Share your journey. Wake up. Did you work out? Did you drink coffee? Did you make your Shaco? Did you sleep in? Like, all those things could have happened. Share those things. Share what happened when you get home from work and you're super unmotivated. Do you drink Energize? What is this liquid gold that you're talking about? People are going to be interested to know more about that. Talk about every single part of your journey. Make it be like a journal entry. Share your life. It doesn't have to be anything super special, but also my sister had a great post in TF Emeralds, I believe. But she said, if you took away your post pertaining to nutrition and fitness, what would you have in your feed? Would it be nothing? Because that's not okay either. You need to have stuff that are other things aside from just health and fitness that are going to bring people in. You know, are you an artist? Are you into DIY? Sarah Spickler just did a freaking incredible free group do-yourself stuff, which I, for one, like would never do that because I'm so uncreative. It's ridiculous. But she made this cute little wreath for $15, and all I saw, I wasn't even in the group, and I'm like, can you just make that for me? Like, can I buy that from you? But it was a free group that was completely nothing to do with health and fitness, and she said she attracted so many awesome people that she brought them in. And somehow she's going to spread her little glitter and get them involved in fitness and see how they are struggling with, how they can, you know, she can help them feel better about themselves. But you know, it's something different. And if you're a mom, if you're a fur mom, if you hike, if you're into adventure, these are all things that are different. Share all these different things. If you're into, you know, workout takes, if you're into Lulu, like all this stuff, guys, that you can share everything. Share as much as you can. There's nothing that you can't share. I also share to my coaches that Emerald is opening your business. I feel like in the beginning, so much was that Emerald was the shiny moment, like, oh my gosh, let's hit Emerald. And it took like 10 months to hit Emerald. And it's like, really, Emerald could be hit in a day. Like, it took me 2.5 months to hit Emerald. And I look back now and I'm like, I could have done that in a day if I really wanted to. But that is essentially when you're opening your business. That is when you have 2 coaches, you start a team, and that is opening up your business. So if you have people that are gung-ho about making this everything, changing their life, changing people around them, they need to be Emerald ASAP. Like, seriously, ASAP. And where your business starts to take off more so is Diamond. That's when you have 4 coaches and 1 on each leg is an Emerald. Okay, this is a little bit harder because now you have other people that you need to help mentor. But think of it like this: when you're hitting Diamond, if this is a goal for you, it's essentially just like hitting Emerald over and over and over and over. That's it. That's a simple. That's all it is, guys. It's really not that hard. But I tell my coaches that. I'm like, okay, guys, Emerald is when you open your business. That is something for me that if I would have known that from the beginning, I would have hit it like day 1. I would have been like, all right, Mom, Steve, Emerald, like, let's go. But let that be known. And, you know, it's something that gives them leverage. It's something that lets them feel like, wow, I am a coach. I am leading a team. And you're also added to TF Emeralds, which is a lot more brainstorming, more than just team fight to finish. I always share to post like the coach that you want. So if I'm posting negative things all the time and it's just negative, I'm going to attract negative people. That's 100% going to happen because that's what I'm putting out there. What you put out there is what you will attract. That doesn't mean you need to be like sprinkling like butterflies and glitter all over every single day, but it also means you need, like, you know, if you're positive, you're going to attract positive people. That's why people follow you is for what you put out there. So yes, in Diamond, I teach that to my coaches over and over. Like, that is when you become a leader. And some people are like, well, what's the point of hitting diamonds? You're added to the TFTF Diamonds page, which is where we share a lot of really exclusive things, what's working, what's not working. We have a weekly diamond coffee talk. Right now it's every Wednesday at 12 noon, usually goes for an hour, but we share what's working, what's not working, give each other advice. Once you're pushing towards 1-star or above, you get placed in mastermind groups if you so choose with corporate, which is also really cool to brainstorm with other leading coaches on other teams. And it really just puts more belief in yourself. I feel like this is also just kind of an important thing to say, maybe not in the first 30 days of being a coach, but also like telling allowing your coaches to know what it is, because I feel like some people don't know what diamond is and they kind of just sit at Emerald and they're like, okay, well, I signed up 2 coaches, I'm done. No, you want to keep going. You want to build that team. I feel like you're really going to have the most momentum towards diamond when you have 4 coaches. When you have 4 active coaches, you are in a really, really good spot, because that's some big momentum right there to get 5, 6, 7, 8, and then work with those coaches. But to become diamond, you are working with your coaches to help them hit emerald. Yes, some people make their husbands emerald, which is awesome, but also, that's maybe one side. What about the other side? That means you need to work with those coaches, teach them what you're doing, basically do this new coach mentorship again and again. You can't just sit back and wait for it to happen. You have to be that coach mentoring them. Okay, so I have not looked at anyone's questions, so if you guys have any questions for me, throw them in the chat and I will get to them. Is it okay for coaches to join other coaches' free groups? I would have loved to join Sarah's Fall Decor group, but I was afraid to ask just in case if it was not okay to do. That is totally up to the coach. I do not add people who are working with other coaches or other coaches in my groups, just because I don't ever want to step on any toes. I don't want people to find out about it and feel like I'm trying to take someone's people. My groups are for either my PS coaches, or people not already working with coaches. I don't even deal with that. But I mean, April, you could totally send Sarah a message and just see if you could creep on her group. What are your best tips for conversation to invite people to join a free group? So things that I don't do when I'm starting out a conversation is I never just say, hey girl, you look awesome. Would you want to join my free group? I've been talking to these people, and it's people that talk to me on my stories, and we strike a conversation. Oh, are you a mom too? Oh my gosh, how old are your kids? Oh, they're going back to school. Like, just conversation. That's it. And then, when I have a free group, obviously I have a Google form where I make general posts. Also make my cover photo on Facebook like page my invite. So that's usually something that kind of works as far as that. But I am consistently talking in my groups. When I share my progress, even if it's not a before and after photo, it's just me sharing my results. I say, click the link in my bio to join my next group. That is a subtle way for a call to action of people to just click my link, fill out my form, and then when I'm accepting new people, they might be part of that group. And if they say no for that boot camp, that's when I'm like, oh, I'm running a free group on the 9th. Would you like to join that group? Or saying, that might be a good segue to getting back on track for whatever their goals may be. How did you know this is what you wanted to do long-term in your life? Jessica, I did not know that. I told Chelsea and Rob in the beginning when I had 5 other jobs, like, just so you guys know, I love what I do, because I was a wellness specialist for 2 health companies, or not health companies, but as a health coach for 2 corporate companies. And I said, just so you guys know, I will never do this full time, love my other jobs. And then just started seeing the growth and seeing the freedom it allowed me and the income. And I was just kind of like, I want to be my own boss. Like, I want to do this, put pedal to the metal. And do you have getting started right calls with each of your coaches? No, I just do my Boxer mentorships. Yep, as a group on Boxer, and then Facebook Messenger is kind of like, I put them all in that group and I say like October New Coach Mentorship is what I title it, new color. But pretty much what I do is when there's people that maybe haven't checked the message, I'll be like, hey girls, make sure you check the Boxer message by tonight. Our next assignment is going to be posted tomorrow, just so people don't get behind, because sometimes there are people that take a little bit longer, or sometimes they just kind of forget about it, and that's okay too, but I have the Facebook Messenger to remind them, and it's easy for when we're planning our free group as opposed to the Boxer. What if you're having trouble finding people to coach? So it's a great place to look at your challengers to convert them over to coaches. If you have people that are rock stars in your challenge groups that are posting, that are sharing their results, that are like, I freaking love this community, that's the perfect kind of conversation to strike up. Like, all right, girl, like, you're already doing what I do as a coach. Like, when are you gonna join my team? Like, you're already doing this. That's really easy. But I feel like you might just want to change that wording. What if you're having trouble finding people to coach? So I don't find people to coach. I share my lifestyle and talk to people that I'm creating relationships with. And some people I just become so obsessed with that I want them in my inner circle. Like, my coaches are my friends. My friends are my coaches. I don't really hang out with a ton of other people aside from the Beachbody community because we're all just involved with the same things. I don't have to feel guilty for getting a salad at dinner or getting a glass of wine. Oh, you drink wine, blah, blah, blah. So I think you just have to kind of rephrase that question. Hopefully that helps. But, when you look at it as, your social media and you're like, okay, like, this girl is who I want on my freaking team, because everything she puts out there is what you want. That's what you feel like you're attracting. Strike up a conversation with her. Get to know her. Get to know her on more of a personal level. It's almost like dating. It's kind of like dating, but with a different way. Could you give me some specific tips on a system tracking organization? So I use the High Achievers Playbook. On my YouTube page, I kind of go over it a little bit more as to why I like it for the pen and paper. This one's Steve's. But these are amazing. I think they still have a code that's like 40% off the coral one, or the teal one maybe. I have the teal one. Actually, I have a couple of them, but that is great for pen and paper as far as having everything in one. If you're looking into something more itemized from Google Streak, I would Google or search and see if I can finish Samantha Ioha. She did a team call on Google Streak, and she loves it. So Google Streak is just not my jam. I did it for training for over a month and tried really hard, and it's not my brain. But I think the biggest part of being organized is just figuring out what works for you, because we're all doing this. We all have to figure out what works for you. Some people are going to preach High Achievers Playbook. Some people are going to do Streak. Some people do TeamZ. I don't even really know that much about TeamZ, but some people do TeamZ. You just have to figure out what works best for you, because you want it to be something that you're consistent with. Do you take advantage of the 14-day trial for Beachbody On Demand? I do not. I just, if my people aren't ready to join me in a paid challenge group, I put them in my free group. The 14-day free trial is awesome, but it also, for me, is kind of a headache in making sure that everyone cancels at the right time. People get pissed because they haven't. And what I used to do is I would do the 14-day free trial with a week of Shakeology sampler. So they'd have to buy the Shakeology sampler. But now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do my own Shako samples, because I have so many, and ship them out like what I used to do way back when, just because I want to put more of like a personal touch on it. But 14-day trial, I know a lot of my coaches love it, have a great response with that. I just don't focus on that with my business. I either have my free group or my paid group. Are there certain programs you'd suggest new members to try first over others? Yes, 21-day fix for everyone in life, whether it's someone who is advanced, someone who's just beginning, someone who's older, someone who's younger. 21-day fix teaches you everything you need to know, and all the workouts are perfect. They can be modified. They can be done anywhere. And I think that's what I have all my people do, especially if they, have different goals or they don't know where to start. Like, 21-day fix is just the perfect program. All right, does anyone have any other questions? Just looking up here. Are both Facebook and Instagram a must, or is one maybe better than the other? I recommend my new coaches do both. Facebook like page, not Facebook. Facebook like page, because you need to put your business on a page, not as your personal page. But also Instagram, because for me, my markets are 50-50. I track people on both accounts. Mainly my cold market now, I would say. But I'm reaching different people from both avenues. So it's kind of, I think it's kind of fun to have both, but it's definitely very important to be putting as much out there on both platforms. What was the article you sent along? Oh, with Lindsay's video. It is Sorry Fitness. I'm going to type it in. So if you just go to Google and type in Sorry Fitness, Emerald Rank, I believe. Sorry Fitness. Oops, not sorry. Yikes. Story Fitness. So it's a mom and a daughter that are Beachbody coaches, not on our team, but it talks about all the ranks. So it's good for the people that need to see like an article. That's what I use for everyone. Emily, did I miss the answer about the Push to Emerald template? So I'm hosting one right now that started today. And I would say a lot of your coaches are already in that. And if not, just reach out to your coach and they can get the template from me and then I can send it down or whatnot. Yes. Favorite Shaco recipe? Vegan vanilla, unsweetened cashew milk, ice, vanilla extract, full banana, and a little water. Oh, and peanut butter, duh, obviously. Peanut butter milkshake, that's for you. So good. Do people have to be Facebook friends to do groups? Can that be linked somehow through the like page? So Jessica, there is a free training from Social Team Builder. Can someone please correct me if I'm wrong? Social Team Builder, is that what it is? Megan, I know you're on this call. So this is yeah, I'm waiting for Tuesday. So this was a free training that a lot of my coaches have been doing last week. There was a free, pretty much 30-minute video every single day. And basically what it's doing, it's sharing us how to grow our Facebook like page. And it was giving like little snippets. So it's obviously leading up to a paid training. But it is really, really good. So I'm not sure if you can go back and do it, but it's a event on Facebook. So just search that. So anyways, they share a lot of how you can link the like page over, but also for your groups, you can copy and paste the link of that group as long as it's not private, and send it over from email or your Instagram. The only thing with this is you still have to check, and this is where it's kind of hard because sometimes we're not all friends with each other, and sometimes there are, well, we all know about these people, but they're like coach hoppers, okay? So they will go to someone's free group and then like they'll go to my free group and then they'll go to my sister's free group a week later and be like, nope, never worked with the coach. And then they'll go to Katie's free group and be like, nope, never worked with the coach. And we all see that we're all friends with them. We're like, okay, guys, wait, who is this girl? And it's just people that want to like get all the free groups. So the reason why I don't always send people links is because I like to have them add me or me add them on Facebook to see if I have any coaches in common. Like I said, this doesn't always work because this team is freaking huge and not everyone's friends with each other, but make sure you guys are always asking, are you a coach or have you ever worked with one? If they tell you they've done the 21-day fix, they drink Shaco, they have a coach. They 100% have a coach. They might not be a coach, but what happens in that point when they say, oh yeah, I'm in a group, but it's not very active, I always have them go back and say, you need to tell your coach you need more support. Let me know what they say after that because I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with people switching over to me, getting pissed, and other coaches because I've heard horror stories of that and it's super awkward. So make sure you're always asking people. For me, I don't want to deal with people like that. If they're jumping around from coach to coach, sorry, I'm not interested in that. No time for that. Oops, just saying. Music selection is, oh, thank you, Samantha. If you're not using the 14-day free trial, do you incorporate workouts into your free groups? What we do is we will usually, or what we have been doing, my last two free groups with my new coaches, and we've just shared a couple minutes of our workouts live and share the different things because we're all doing different programs. So we just share like popping on, hey, so I'm doing this weightlifting program called Body Beast. I'm finishing drinking my Energize. It's my liquid gold. That's how I do my miracle morning. And then I share a few moves doing that workout so they see it live. In the past, I have also shared like little workout pictures from Pinterest that says like 10 jumping jacks or whatever. But that's what I like to do. Oh my gosh, the hoppers, you guys crack me up. Okay, best tip for new coaches who are just starting an Instagram to gain a following like yours. Be consistent and don't compare yourself to me. Something I just recently did after learning from one of my best friends in Beachbody, Jen Delvaux. She went to high school with Shillian Johnson. Okay, she's best friends with Janelle Summers, like AK, my ultimate girl crush, best person in the world. And Janelle is like one of the top paid Beachbody coaches, so she knows what she's doing. So Jen recently shared at our Super Saturday that her, tons of people in some groups are complaining about, low volume or blah, blah, blah. And, some of us are over here like, I don't have any issues. So Jen was sharing that what she's been doing to make her business grow when everyone else feels like they're declining is that she stopped following coaches. She's like, I love my freaking coaches. I love my team. I love my friends. You know, she's like, but I don't follow everyone because otherwise you don't have a news feed of your prospects. For me, this was huge too because I love all you guys. I want to see all your stories. And I would spend 30 minutes like, oh my gosh, I love you. You're so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like I'm just obsessed because I want to see all the stuff. I can always choose a time to go back on your stories and do that. But if I just have them on my top of my newsfeed of so-and-so, 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 I spend all that time that I'm like, okay, well, now math needs me, so I got to do something. And then I don't even get to my prospects' stories on Instagram. So I'm not even spending that time attracting them. I'm just spending time creeping on my coaches. So I literally unfollowed everyone. And I said to my coaches and my business builders, I'm like, don't be offended. I unfollowed y'all, you guys. Love you all. And I also unfollowed a lot of the coaches that I look up to for motivation. The only person I haven't unfollowed yet is Janelle because, sorry, I just love her. And I'm just like, goals. But pretty much like tons. And now my feed is like, holy crap, people I haven't even seen in a while because I haven't been seeing their stuff because all my feed is coaches. So that's something that really worked for me. But don't compare yourself to others. Know that we started from zero. My Instagram sucked for the longest time, but be consistent. Always be looking to grow and find out what the new algorithms are. Things are always changing with social media. Being up to date on them. Shalene Johnson is someone that I love to follow for social media tips because she's telling you all the time what is the newest thing, what is the latest thing. She just shares it for free. Like she's amazing. But you know, like maybe follow one or two coaches and take what you like from them, but just share your life. And just get in the habit of doing that because I feel like the hardest part is just getting in the habit because in the beginning you're like, okay, there's no way I can post, 3 to 5 times a day. That's absolutely not going to happen. But if you just look at it like that, that's not going to happen. But try like one day. But then don't get discouraged and then not post for 4 days because that will hinder your business more than anything I could ever tell you guys. But just get excited about posting. It's something that shouldn't be a chore. You shouldn't be bored about it. It's something that you get to share your life and people get to see parts of your life. Instagram stories is, if you guys aren't doing that, you need to be doing that. It's been a huge part of me growing my following is just people connecting and seeing how stupid I am all day long and the stuff I say and the weird shit that happens. Like people like to see that stuff. If you guys like stutter or something and there's blueberry in your teeth, like the one time I did for like three stories and I'm finally like, oh my gosh, I have blueberry in my teeth. Like people love that stuff. I got like 50 messages like, I'm so glad you kept this. I'm so glad. I was going to tell you that. And everyone was like in the message, they're like, I'm sorry, but you have blueberry in your teeth. And they're like, oh, you kept it. Like that could have been really embarrassing. I didn't even give a shit. I was like, that's fucking hilarious. Like I was dying laughing too. Share that kind of stuff because that's the kind of stuff that when people comment on those videos, it goes in the Explore tab, and that's how people find you for free. Even if you look like shit, like just freaking put on a stupid ass filter and do something. No, don't do filters all the time because people want to see your real life. But yeah, do the stories. Sorry, I could go on and on about stories. And I have a video on my YouTube on it. I'm a little far prego, so don't mind the puffy face in the video, but it's pretty good tips, and they're still pretty accurate. Okay. Make sure you guys are always following less than 1,000 people on your Instagram. Cannot stress that enough. Facebook or Instagram will like legit block your things from other people if you're following more than 1,000 because they just think that you're like doing that to try to get likes. Is there anything you suggest to mention in your bio or Instagram to help attract people or make them aware that you're a coach? So this is a great question. So when I made my bio, I like mine to look pretty. So if you guys can see, mine's like, hopefully you can see, it's probably backwards, so it's probably no help at all. But it's pretty like strict. So virtual health coach, a little line, which I love, fitness instructor, live, CPT, and then I spaced it, put wifey, mama to math, world traveler. So what I did is, if you guys have an iPhone, you can go to notes and you can type it out exactly how you want it to look. Okay, so spacing and everything. Copy and paste and put it right in there. So I also have my join my virtual, sorry, you guys can't see, I don't know why I'm showing you that. Join my virtual bootcamp here with the arrows down, and then that's when I put my bit.ly link, or if you use Linktree or Typeform or whatever, to your form to get to know those people. I do not recommend putting Beachbody Coach, I recommend choosing a name for yourself, whatever you want to be: fitness coach, lifestyle coach, mine is virtual health coach, wellness coach, wellness specialist. Like, choose what you're going to be called, because if you just put Beachbody coach, nobody's going to see your page in the Explore tab and follow you, because they've seen a lot of crappy people out there that are like, join my team, join my channel group, and that's all they post about. You guys want to be the anomaly, and you want them to acquire. I can't tell you how many people have joined my coach previews and they're like, oh, I didn't even know you did Beachbody. It's like, yeah, I do. But because I'm not like shouting out from the rooftops, we're Beachbody coaches. The first team retreat I ever had was in Grand Haven, and it was when my parents' house was still getting redone. So it was like camping kind of. And we were taking a walk on the pier, and we all had matching shirts, of course. And this one guy was like, oh my gosh, are you guys on a pole vault team? I'm like, no, we're Beachbody coaches. Okay, sorry. I'm never gonna fall asleep tonight, by the way. Sorry, energized. Okay. Tips for hashtags, Macy. So what I recommend is definitely creating a set of 30 hashtags, one of them being Team Fight to Finish. That's also how I can see all your guys' posts still. Even if I'm not following you, I always go to the team hashtag and give you some love. But also what I do is I just keep them in my notes again. And mine have everything to do with my brand. Okay, so your brand is also what I cover in my new coach mentorship. So it should be 5 things. One of them is a given. That's health, fitness, wellness, nutrition, recipes. That's one thing. The other 4 things have to be something else. So no, that is not recipes again. No, that's already included. Okay, so these are 4 different things that make you you. That's what's going to attract those people that come into you from your cold market, people that you don't know, that are going to eventually be like, oh, what is this freaking cool thing this girl is doing? Like, I need to be a part of this. Whether it's, you brought them in from the outdoors, camping, hiking, being a mom, your craftiness. I don't even know why I always say that, probably because I wish I was crafty. But another thing you don't want to do is you don't want to just go to other coaches' hashtags and be like, oh, well, that hashtag worked for her, I'm going to use that, because you're going to be attracting the same people, and that's not really what you want to do, especially if that coach has a bigger following than you. More likely they're going to be at the high, like, okay, so when you guys do a hashtag, the ultimate goal is to, oh my gosh, Lindsay Matway just followed me. I think I just pooped. She's probably not really here. Sorry, fangirl moment really quick. Okay, so the ultimate goal is to get in the top of a hashtag. Okay, so like the top part of a hashtag. So when you like, this one is mom and baby. Okay, so one of my hashtags. So I'm not in that top section, but that is where I try to get. So how you get into there is by the quickest comments and likes and interactions, doing that within the first 10 minutes. Okay, so whenever you get a comment from someone, do not just like it. You need to respond every single time, even if it's a thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, thank you so much, you're awesome. Like, you have to respond, because that'll boost your affinity and that will get you into these things. That's the whole reason why we do hashtags. But for people to see that, if you are just constantly putting out there like fitness, health, living, happy, girl, boy, like, you're not posting enough unless you're posting all day long. Okay, that's also an easy way to get in these hashtags, because you're having so much affinity from your Instagram, which Instagram wants you to use their app. They want you to do that. But I change mine up every couple of months. But I do it based on my life. So most of mine have to do with like pregnancy, postpartum, mom. That's pretty much like the main part. That's who the main people that I attract as far as the newest people. But those, I take the time to research them. If you go on Instagram, if you go to the Explore tab, and you go to tags, I can type in, we'll say nature. Okay, so the first thing that comes up is nature photography with 21 million posts. Next one is nature, 265,000. Okay, I'm not probably likely going to use those, but I'm going to scroll down and look for more specific ones that are in the 20 to 90,000 range. That's what I choose with mine. Because unless I'm posting like at least 5 times a day, that's kind of almost pointless for me, because I'm not going to be in those top spots. But you can scroll down. So when I'm doing a new set of hashtags, it takes me a couple hours to come up with unique ones. Also, you don't want to ever hashtag anything like, I don't do any Beachbody Shakeology, because that's great for coaches to follow you, but I'm not trying to attract coaches to come into my network. Lindsay Manway probably doesn't even know who I am, and she's probably prospecting me because I'm a girl. Like, oh, sorry, that's awkward. But that's how you get seen and stuff. So right now, this is my Explore tab based on the people that I follow. So let me see. I have Taylor and Heather, two of my coaches who, like I said, I unfollowed all my coaches, but they're in my Explore tab based on people that I see. So obviously some of those are going to be coaches. So sometimes I'll go through, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that picture. Go through her feed, she's already coached. Okay, so sometimes you do have to do a little work, and sometimes it happens to me too, where it's like, oh crap, already taken. Do you use a grower program like Instagrass? I do not. I did for a while, and then I stopped when it kind of got blocked, and I just haven't done that again. Okay, so Paige, you said mine freaking don't post in the comment below when I copy and paste. So mine don't do that if I've already, you can only post 30 hashtags at a time. So when I do my original caption, I put team fight to finish. If I put my set of hashtags and I don't delete one of them, because my hashtag set is 30, it'll erase it. So I always have to delete one if I've already done it. Or if I do hashtag Maverick Great Innis, whenever it's with Mav, I have to delete one of my hashtags in my set, and then it won't delete. Sometimes I forget to do that too. Do you keep the same hashtag each time or change a few based on the post topic? I think that is totally up to you. I do the same ones. I know a lot of my coaches have done different ones for different photos, different sets, which is awesome. It's definitely a little bit more work, but I would just kind of play around with it and see how it works, because it's going to work different for everyone. I think that's the most important thing to realize is, you know, what works for me might be a little bit different for you, might be different from another top coach on this team. Maybe we do something completely different. So you just got to kind of play and check with what you're doing and see what works for you. Oh, so funny. All right, guys, does anyone have any other questions? I love how many people stayed on, dang. How long would you say it takes to make this a full-time gig? I would say consistently, if you're looking at income, you are a 2-star diamond coach, meaning you have 2 diamonds underneath you. Okay, they have to be opposite legs. That is where my income doubled, and that is where I've seen the most growth was once I opened up my second business center, because then I was earning money in my second business center, roll up to Steve's account, roll up to my first account. So now I have 3 business centers in Steve. So for instance, let's say I sell a bag of Shaco in my third business center. So $90, $129.95. I make a $32 commission. It rolls up to my second business center. So 90 is almost 100 PV. So that's basically a cycle. So that's $18 because that's a diamond cycle. Roll up to Steve, another diamond, $18. Rolls up to my first business center, $18. So that is what I made out of a bag of Shaco if I were just to do that. But that is obviously 4 years in. That took a long time. But that is where you can see the most growth. Like you're able to have 25 business centers. My biggest goal by end of year is to open up my 4th business center, and it's so close with 2 freaking amazing girls. My lips are sealed, but that is essentially how you make the most money. You're opening up business center, opening up business center, opening up business center, like boom, 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 boom. Christine Dwyer, I think, has like 9 business centers. She is our utmost upline, 9 business centers. What? Amazing. Goals. But obviously, Kaylee, you know, everyone's goals are completely different. For me, when I went full-time with this, I was working 5 other jobs, and they're all different part-time jobs. So I know a lot of my coaches who have gone full-time, you know, they had to make a certain amount of money per se, and to make sure that they could replace their income to make it a, you know, a smart decision. Where me, I had 5 different jobs, so I could like get rid of one a little bit longer, get rid of 2. Like it was just like a process for me. But it just depends on your goals and what you want to do with this. But definitely, like my coaches that hit diamond, I'm like, okay, you're a freaking badass. Now let's get you to 2-star. Like, let's go. Like, let's do the damn thing. And 2-star is really hard. It's very hard. There are just a few coaches on our team that have opened up a second business center, but they are reaping the benefits big time because they're earning money off of themselves, and typically they have a spouse account open as well. Now they're earning more money from as well. But if you think about it, if you have 2 diamonds underneath you, Like, that's a freaking huge team. That's huge. Huge. All right, any other questions? You're welcome. I don't think I'm gonna fall asleep now. It's like super quiet upstairs. I wonder if Steve wants that too. Ugh. All right, guys. If we don't have any other questions, I'm gonna stop this. I will have the recording up tonight since obviously I'm wide awake. Make sure you have all of your coaches watch this video because I think this is important for every coach, whether you signed up today or you've been a coach for years. But like I said, this is something that we all do a little bit differently. This is what works for me. But I think it's very important that we take our job as onboarding coaches very seriously because that can either make or break a coach and their experience. And obviously we need to always focus on us putting ourselves first, like with our results, our feelings, our happiness. Okay, anybody want to do a power hour? Should I just keep this open? Oh, okay. All right. Love you all so much. And I hope you guys have a great day.